Move over, kids. I'm going to give you part of my origin story. And what an origin story is, it's why you are who you are. And there are two video games that are very directly related to why I collect Zelda. This whole Zelda collection is based off of two games. One is the New York edition Hyrule Warriors, which would make sense for some people. It's a holy grail for Wii U collectors and even Zelda collectors. However, the game that actually started everything in 2014, I believe, is My Horse and Me Riding for the Gold. No joke, My Horse and Me Riding for the Gold is the reason that I am a Zelda collector. And you might be thinking, why? Is there some kind of Zelda trophy in here or something? Nope. Let's back up a little. In 2012, I moved from Michigan all the way to Texas. I was basically born and raised in Michigan. I was born in Germany, but from the age of 2 until 31, I was a Michigander, and I had tons and tons of friends. But when I came to Texas, now I'm a straight up adult. I have a wife, I have a kid. It's hard to make friends that way. You're working, you're being a husband, and you're raising a child. And there's not much room to go and meet new people starting from zero. So I got bored. And I got so bored that I started looking into playing video games again because I had stopped playing video games for about 5 years. And so I decided that I would pick up a console. I didn't want to spend $50, $60 on new games, so I thought in my head, I was like, I'll just go and buy the old games like Zelda Wind Waker and Super Mario Sunshine and this and that. I was going to buy old consoles and get games for super cheap, $5, $10. I didn't know there was even a video game collector's market out there. So when I started going and buying a GameCube and N64, and then I wanted to buy Ocarina of Time, and I realized this cartridge is $50 still. I remembered, I was like, I paid $50 for this 12 years ago. Why is it still $50? I have no joke. In 2012, I was dumbfounded to find Wind Waker for $40 to $60. Luigi's Mansion, $30 to $40. I was like, there's no devaluation. And I was just like, what the heck? And so I got online and I started searching. And I realized that these games had held their price. I was like, fine, whatever. I'll just buy the Wii and I'll just play current games then. Because the Wii had kind of dipped in their pricing for a lot of the games. I bought Zelda Skyward Sword and I sucked at it. I could not play Skyward Sword at all because of the motion controls. So I stopped playing Skyward Sword and I actually moved on from Zelda. I was like, I guess Zelda's not for me anymore. Isn't that weird? That's me. I guess Zelda's not for me anymore. So I went and started buying some Wii games and playing them. But I started looking online too about like what are some hidden gems of the Wii games. Because if the old games were expensive, the Wii had been out for 5 years, some of those games had dropped really low. So I was buying bargain titles like Zack and Wiki, and I would go and look what are the best games on the Wii. But when I did that, I also got a link that said, what are the rarest games on the Wii? I clicked on it, and I saw this list. And the more I read the list, the more I was just dumbfounded, and I saw a certain title that they were saying was the rarest, and they said it was this game right here. I couldn't shake the feeling of this rare list, and I was already getting a lot of Wii games. So in my mind, I was like, what if I just got one rare game? That's all I need. All I need is one rare game. I just wanted one rare game to satisfy the itch of the collectors, and then I could say, you know what? I have this great Wii collection, and I'll have one rare game. The first opportunity to get a rare game was My Horse and Me. It came up, and it was really cheap for like $40, $50 at the time, because that's what it's going for now, $40, $50, but at the time it was going for $80 to $100, maybe even more. So this game came up for $45 $5, I believe, and I bought it. I was just like, buy it now on eBay, and I bought it, and I got my first rare game. And when I had my first rare game, I was happy for a while. Now, if you have ever studied addiction, there's probably a lot of similarities, but I'm not going to get into that. I just want you to recognize that I recognize that. And I do have OCD, so I also recognize that my whole collection might be based off of OCD, but whatever the case may be, I will say that the moment I got the rare game, I was okay for a while. But then I started building my Wii collection more, and I thought to myself, what if I got the best Wii collection out there? So I went back to that rare list and I started tracking everything down. But had it not been for me getting one rare game, and it just so happened to be My Horse and Me riding for the gold, because there's two versions, My Horse and Me, and then there's also Riding for the Gold. If I wouldn't have got this game, I would have never satisfied that itch, but I never would have kept scratching at the same time. Does that make sense? So I went back to that rare list and I just started picking off the rare titles. And then something else happened. The Wii U came out during this time. And by now, I was back to being a video game fan and a collector, because before I've never collected video games. I was just a video game fan. I bought my video games, I played my video games, and then I would sell them at a garage sale for like $2 or $3. But now I was a collector, and I was collecting everything basically at this point, but mainly the Wii. But then the Wii U came out, and then the Wii U failed. And when the Wii U failed, I looked at the Wii U and said to myself, I'll never be able to get in a complete collection of anything except the Wii U. I'll never be able to get a complete collection of the Wii. There's like over 1,000 physical titles for the Wii. There are over 300 titles for the GameCube and the N64, and those prices are obnoxious. Trying to get Pokemon Box for the GameCube, just unheard of. $300, $400, $500. I wasn't going to pay all that. So I figured to myself, the Wii U was my one chance to get every game in one system. Because if you look at the Wii U, there's only about 150 to 160 games. So I thought to myself, I'll get now the Wii U collection. So I started selling off my Wii collection, actually, because I figured if I can't get the complete Wii collection, I might as well get the complete Wii U collection. So I started selling off Wii games, which had started creeping up in price, and I realized I could start making money off of games if I played my cards right. I started buying Wii U games. But then Nintendo pulled something sneaky. They said, we're going to launch Mario Kart 8 only at the New York store. And when they did that, I was like, that's unfair, but I managed to score one for $300. And then they did it again. And I was like, I can't. I am not going to play this game with Nintendo. But they did it again with Hyrule Warriors. And Hyrule Warriors was scary, because Hyrule Warriors happened, and I tried to get it. I tried to get a friend to buy it in New York. He was unable to. And when he was unable to buy it in New York, the price on this skyrocketed instantly. It wasn't like Mario Kart 8. This instantly became a $500, $600, $1,000 item. And I was like, well, man, I just can't. There's nothing I can do about it, and I forgot about it for a minute. And I was afraid also of getting that, because when it became a holy grail, I told my wife this, because she had started realizing that my collection had gone crazy, and I was collecting all the Wii U games. She said, what about that? I told her if I bought a holy grail Zelda item, then it would be very scary, because if I had a holy grail Zelda item, what if I wanted more Zelda items? I was like, so I'm okay with not having that. I wanted to put a boundary on myself. Don't buy the Hyrule Warriors for $1,000. So I kept buying Wii U games. But then when I got my Wii U game collection complete, I started going for variants. What's a variant? A variant is a game that has two different covers, or there's something different with it. There's a DVD included with it. Scribblenauts is a perfect example. There are 3 Scribblenauts variants. There's a Scribblenauts normal. There's Scribblenauts with a digital comic, has a sticker on the plastic, and then there's Scribblenauts with a DVD, and that has a different cover because it's a Walmart exclusive and has a little indicator on the cover itself. Anyways, I started really getting into collecting variants for the Wii U because I was not satisfied with just having a Wii U collection. I wanted every single variant I could find. Then, when that happened, I trapped myself because now I wanted every variant. Guess what was a variant? This bad boy right here. And this was selling for $1,200, $1,500 and still is. So I threw on Facebook, does anybody have this? I will trade for it. Everybody laughed at me. Everybody laughed at me. Oh, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. They were just laughing at me, right? But then somebody contacted me and they said, I have a friend who has an opened one. I prefer sealed, but I was intrigued. And I asked him, how much would your friend sell this for? He's like, well, my friend's an idiot. He opened it, so he'll sell it for $150. I was like in shock. And the moment he said he would sell it for $150, I said, yes, I will buy it for that much. And I thought the guy was pulling my leg. I thought I didn't know what, but I wasn't going to chance it. And he's like, okay, here's his PayPal. I PayPal'd him, and lo and behold, boom, this came in the mail. When this came in the mail, I was like, I've got myself a Zelda Holy Grail. Because this is a Wii U Holy Grail, but it's a Zelda Holy Grail. So now suddenly I had a Holy Grail of Zelda, and for whatever reason, nothing else mattered anymore. The Wii U collection, it no longer mattered. I had myself Zelda. Zelda was my favorite childhood game. I've played every Zelda pretty much, not to completion. I still haven't even beaten Skyward Sword, but I played most and beat most, and I was just like, oh man, I now have a Zelda Holy Grail. And once I had that Zelda Holy Grail in my hand, nothing else mattered. I had rekindled my love with Zelda because of Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Hyrule Warriors. It was Link Between Worlds. My love of Zelda was back, and I just suddenly decided, right then and there, I was like, I no longer need anything but Zelda. Seriously, it was that quick. I tried to deny it. I tried to keep my Wii U collection intact, but at the end of the day, I was like just selling Wii U stuff left and right. I found a collector. His name was Russell. He was a huge Wii U collector, and he was willing to pay, you know, top dollar for stuff, so I ended up selling him like just about everything I had so I could just buy Zelda stuff, because I transferred my Wii collection habit to a Wii U collection habit, but once this got in my hands, the Hyrule Warriors edition got into my hands, it was done. I almost flipped a switch and started selling everything so I could buy anything Zelda, and to this day, I have not found anything close to wanting me to replace my Zelda collection to, and I think this is it. My Zelda collection is what I value the most. Now, of course, I do buy other stuff. I do even collect stuff. I love Princess Peach because of Smash Brothers. I love Fire Emblem, and I do buy some of that merchandise, but for the most part, I just forget it. I buy only games that I play, and only Zelda items that I collect. And it's all because I got the Wii U edition that I posted on Facebook. Hey, anybody have this? And somebody contacted me. And if it wasn't for that somebody, I would not be collecting Zelda. And if it wasn't for this, I never would have started collecting Wii U. My horse and me riding for the gold is the reason that this all started. I needed just one rare game to satisfy that itch, and let me tell you something, that itch became a fever, and the only prescription is more Zelda. Guys and gals, let me know if you like Storytime. I would greatly appreciate it. I have other stories to tell if you like this format, and it's dangerous to go alone. Please share this video, this channel with a friend, and have yourselves a great day.